Hey, what's up, everyone? Ooh, ooh. How you guys doing today? Buenas tardes, buenos días, buenas noches, however it is, wherever you're at. I hope you're having a good day. Jairo Para, host of the Small Guy on Main Street podcast and social media channels. So, this weekend was just Mother's Day, right? Mother's Day, and I didn't plan it really. I didn't plan it, but going into Saturday, right? I was like, let me see what I could do. Let me see if I could get content, if I could get a different perspective and a different point of view and get information, right? And see how it is for Flower Shop on Mother's Day, right? Now, if you are listening to this outside any Latino or Mexican community, right, in the US, um, you won't be aware much that there's two Mother's Days celebrated, right? Which is one, the Mexican Mother's Day, celebrated here in Los Angeles, pretty big, right? And that is falls on May 10th. And then we have American Mother's Day that falls on the Sunday, right? Usually the Sunday follows or before that. And I was like, you know what? Let me see if I could what I could do, right? Let me go check and hopefully not be a bother to small businesses, right? And flower shops because this is prime days, right? Not prime hours. These are prime days for sales. Um, and it didn't disappoint. It went off by far, for the most part, pretty smooth. And because of that, I was able to grab good information. I was able to grab content, and it gave me a different understanding of what it is for a flower shop, right? Especially Mother's Day. Second biggest will be Valentine's Day, but for the most part, Mother's Day tops overall all holidays, right? And it was great. I went in, I I went into businesses, right? Um, some were extremely busy, and they accepted me, right? They said, "Come on in, grab content." And I was able to ask around, and I was able to see the whole get down, right? And for me, it looked like lunchtime in a restaurant, if that makes sense, right? Or a rush hour, in any restaurant, right? They're hustling, right? A customer comes in and right away, can I help you? They're constantly restocking, constantly moving, constantly cleaning, constantly spraying. Some businesses had upwards of maybe seven, right, for a small shop. But they understand they know their sales. They know what is needed. They know the demand that day brings for them, right? Because I did go to other shops, right? That when I stopped by, they didn't have a large inventory, but that was because that Friday before, right? I stopped on Sunday, and they said, "Oh man, if you would have came here Friday, we this place was jam packed. We had full stock, but they were just truly recuperating, right, and try to get some things up on the shelf and ready for sale. But that's how it is, right? And each owner needs to understand that, right? And I think year over year, you know, right? If your clientele moves, or if your clientele increases or decreases, right? What way is it going? So then you adjust accordingly. You should take note, right? It's critical for you to take note. But I do want to add that um, many of them don't really know, right? And um, you don't know. You may say you may expect the typicals, and yes, if you get pre-orders, right? They may come a week before or a few days before, right? But this whole planning that I got from the business owners that I spoke with, um, and those were it was Casa de las Flores in the city of Paramount. It was Renata's Fantasy Flowers in the city of Downing, and it was Anna's Flowers, city of Norwalk, and then Mary's Flower Shop in Bell Gardens, right? Some of them told me they plan 1 month ahead, right? And leading the week leading to the weekend is crunch time. Like they gotta make sure they got everything ready to go, because they get up early at two a.m. Right? They get up at 2 a.m. Go get the best flowers, start setting up everything right, and so you can get the best product. Um, but they gotta make sure they're fully stocked right on everything else. Every other essential part, they gotta make sure they have, especially the labor, right? That's counts for a lot. And yes, many of them had family helping them, right? I just spoke with some that said, "Oh no, they're only here, for this Mother's Day sale, right? Because they know the demand is so much than the typical um, owner that's usually there, or the son or daughter that's managing it, right?" But like I said, you gotta understand that, you gotta know that, and you gotta expect and anticipate that, right? But I asked one owner, and she said that what she hopes and what she would like for consumers, clients, customers to see and understand is that the labor, the labor that it takes to assemble everything, right? And quite frankly, this is not pre-made, right? They buy by the wholesale, buy 500 roses or more, whatever they have, and they have to assemble it, right? They have to assemble it, create the design, put it together, wrap it, cut it, trim it, and make it look beautiful, right? So one owner said that she wishes customers could recognize that, recognize the amount of labor and amount of creativity that it takes, right, to put this together. And which at that point, I saw her point. I understood why she said that, and which is a true fact. Um, Sometimes, and this is the comparison, sometimes we do not appreciate the cooks at restaurants, right? If you see videos, if not, look up some videos of cooks on restaurants, and I'm not talking about a typical burger joints. Though yes, it's tough. I respect for them, but I'm talking about like where they're switching up dishes from fresh pastas to steaks to chicken marsala or anything else, right? And these cooks are in this kitchen hustling. They have heat, they have hot oil, they're constantly cleaning before themselves, constantly switching up pans, pots, and all that, right? And it's like hustle time. So for them, it's almost the same, right? They are hustling to make it through these 3 days. Now, I'm including the Mexican Mother's Day, right? Because this is hectic over here in Los Angeles. That's how it is. So for 3 days, it's demanding, very demanding. Um, few of them told me they hardly have slept, right? And they know, and they acknowledge that. So again, um, for the most part, they have been in business for about 10 years average, right? Some, I think, was the youngest one was 3, but she switched locations, so she's 3 years in this location. One manages 2 businesses, the other ones have a single location, but have some have been there for 13 years, So they understand that you have to understand the rhythm, and you have to understand how it cycles every year, right? It might be like clockwork, truly. But if you have advertised uh, so much more, that year, then you may anticipate even heavier sales, right? But is it for certain? No, it's not for certain. But this was a great insight. It truly was. I got a lot of pictures. I got a lot of video to show, right? If you have social media, check it out. Follow me. Don't just watch my content. That should be a fine, you know. But check it out. I'm gonna post it this week, which is the week of May 13th to the 18th, right, or so. And it was fun. It was a lot of excitement. Um, like I said, it was fast, you know, fast moving work there. And mistakes happen too, right? Because everybody's, you know, moving around. But yeah, I don't think I appreciated them truly. I don't think I appreciated, you know, florists and you know, flower shops um, for that, right? Um, I only think of a few other professions, and one of them is the morning host for journalists that do wake up at 2 a.m. as well, you know, to get ready. But you know, flower shop and small business owners, I didn't think they wake up that early, but I guess they have to, right? Competition, or they just know where to go, or what it takes. Um, but if there's anything, right, to take away from this, is that in whatever you are gonna do, you have to take notes. You have to take note on how it goes, right? I know at times you're gonna have to get help, so consider that, right? When you need help, get help. But do take note how it goes every year. Um, you know, Mother's Day, if it's Mother's Day your holiday, or 4th of July is your holiday, or Thanksgiving's your holiday, wherever it is, right? You have to take note. Or even location, you know, when you go, if you're a mobile or anything happens, you have to take note and consider ahead of time. Um, yeah, just real quick, I had I had read an article that you know, some of these roses come from, you know, South America, Ecuador, Peru, other places. Um, and some business owners, right? They have to gamble to lock in a good price. So some business owners, they put in, you know, 10,000, you know, 10,000, 5,000 roses months ahead, right? Months ahead of Valentine's Day or Mother's Day, right? To lock in a good price. But this is not for certain. They don't know everything, and anything could happen, right? They have some kind of weather conditions, South America, then it's gonna, they're gonna lose the crop, right? They're gonna lose the product. But then again, if they order a surplus and the sales didn't come through, then again, they're gonna have more than what they were able to do. But that is the gamble, that if you get it right, then you could honestly, you know, come up winning better, right? But of course, it is a risk. So there is always a reward to risk. But see what you can manage, see what you know how to do, and how you can do it your way, right? As you grow and you're willing to take more riskier process or steps, then do it, right? But for now, I do want to tell you that I'm grateful for you, right? Grateful for you taking your time. Thank you for being part of this journey. And please, like I said, follow my social media. That gives you pretty much day-to-day activity on what I do and how it's done, right? Um, and how I'm changing things up, right? Because I'm constantly improving myself, constantly developing new skills, and constantly pushing boundaries, right? So, thank you again for your time, and please, I hope you appreciate the florists in your local neighborhood a little bit more, right? But just know that it sucks that, you know, those mothers are out there on Mother's Day, but they understand that they have to do it, while other ones are, you know, get more privilege. But um, there's no complaining, right? That's what we signed up for, right? So thank you for your time. Much love. Continue hustling, and don't forget, right, to follow. But thank you.